So those are just,
Sorry, I put the video. Okay, that's cool. And where are you located?
I'm located at in San Dimas at Villa Verde, and then we have um, Palmdale, Hesperia, Riverside, and Hemet in Riverside as well.
All right. Yeah, well, we're coming to, as you probably know, we're coming to Los Angeles, LAX area. The Westin LAX, it's right there. Just, I mean, you'd be driving, but people can fly in. And it's like a trolley, not a trolley. I said that earlier. What is it called? A transport from the airport to the hotel. All right. So, and where did you see us? Did you get an email? Did you see us on Facebook? How did you find us?
My boss actually sent me the link, so she let me know that this was happening and sent me the link right away.
Okay, cool. And I'm sorry, remind me of your boss's name. See if I connected with her.
Grace Sanchez.
Grace Sanchez. Okay, no, I don't know if we've met. I don't think we have. All right, so I'll tell you about TAG then from the start. TAG stands for Transparency, Acceptance, and Growth. And this entire forum is about sharing a personal story of overcoming some form of a challenge. The vast majority of our audience is entrepreneurs in general. A lot of the people that are coming to us, they're coming to us from different industries: real estate, mortgage, insurance, coaching industry, authors, and they're looking to build credibility and be found and get marketing materials to grow their business. A little bit about me and how I started this company is I started sharing my personal story many years ago. I've written 7 books. I got a couple of them here. I've done one with Les Brown. It's called Your Story Sells also. That's our theme. And I put people in this book to build authority for them also. There's actually 12 people in this book, but each author gets their own private cover and their own rights and so on and so forth. My core books, this is the second one, is called Heal the Boy and the Man Will Appear. Learn the importance of understanding and expressing your emotions, is the first one. The subtitle of this one is Transforming Childhood Trauma with God and Psychology. So I show you these because this is the way this company started, was just me sharing my personal story in juvenile hall and churches and prisons and so on. And then people started coming to me and saying, hey, I loved your story. I have a story too, and I see you're helping people. I see the impact. Can you show me how to share my story? So I started helping people put their talks together and share their stories and then putting them in books. And basically, from whatever industry, they're building the credibility and the authority via connecting with people through their story, right? And whether what happens to a lot of people is, even if they say, I don't want to be a coach, I'm not interested in being a coach, I just want to share my story, is they now they're on stage and we create professional videos for you guys. We raw footage, professional edited footage, professional pictures while you're on stage and so on. And then we get people in the books. And when you're on stage and you're in the books and you have books, people want you to coach them. They start approaching you going, hey, I loved your talk. I want to work with you, right? So whether it be a coach or your business, it's just kind of, it goes together, right? So what we do, and I was just talking to Carl Green about this, is we work with a lot of, like, you see John Maxwell. He's a great John Maxwell leader. In fact, he, I don't know if MC is the right word. Is it, Carl? I know that you host the John Maxwell big programs. And then we get a lot of TEDx speakers who are coming, because what a lot of our speakers don't have is the professional video, right? They don't have the professional videos. They don't have the raw footage to chop it up and use it as marketing materials all over social media for their websites. They don't have professional pictures. And then we do have booths. We have a couple of different packages, but we also offer booths where people, our VIP speakers, can come and put up their banners, and they can offer their books, they can offer a program, or whatever they do, they can offer it from the booth. What our events are not is they're not pitch fest. So we do 3 days of talks and training around everything that I'm just talking about: how to be found, how to be seen, how to build credibility. But nobody sells from stage, right? I mean, we do offer help and product, but it's not like a big pitch fest. What we asked our speakers to do is to share their story, their resilience of the story, the wisdom they've gained from their past hard and the ugly. And then if what they do usually at the end of the talk is say, if you have or want more information about, what I've talked about, come and see me at my booth. And then at your booth, you can offer whatever you'd like. So we just don't sell from stages. Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm going to show a different screen since you're new here. Let me see, I'll show my event for this upcoming event. Ta-da, share screen. So you can see, like, our branding. We do a lot of the very similar branding, and we teach people how to do branding and so on and so forth. So this is the event coming up. It's in Los Angeles on February 22nd through 24th. So that's a Thursday through Saturday, Thursday through Saturday. Here's just a quick, here, I'll show you this quick video since you're new to us. Let's see if I can put this on for you. Start it here. We bring in different celebrities.
Struggle is guaranteed, the success is not. Burn that into your psyche. The struggle is guaranteed, the success is not. So you better be doing things every day to make you feel some kind of way about yourself.
First, we have to accept it, right? We accept the challenges that we've been through, maybe the traumas that we've been through. We understand them, and we're transparent in them. Really, that's the key in this transparency, acceptance and growth. It was healing. I had understood the science, the biological, the psychological, but this was the healing part, the spiritual part that we all need. You can just see a few of our different events and the different people that we bring on. I'll usually have some form of a celebrity at each of our events. We just finished up this 5-day challenge, and actually I'm streaming this live into the group right now because there's a few people who are winning trips to Cancun. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a minute because those who have participated for the full 5 days of our challenge will be winning those trips. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that in just a minute. But we did a 5-day challenge earlier in the month, and then that leads into the live in-person event, and then from there we do an online summit, co-speaking with Les Brown, where our VIP speakers also get that as part of their package. And then we offer like a program where we help people get seen and get found and co-author and do some work with Les. These are different speakers that we've had at our events. Forbes, it was been in the past, you saw her in that video, but she's coming back to this event. So it's a great promotion for speakers to be seen with her, taking pictures with her, co-marketed with her as speaking at this event. Krista Mayshore we've had, Alex Mendozian, Kevin Harrington, and then Tom Bilyeu has been a huge favorite of one of the speakers who have come to our events. Let's see. Okay, here's how we market our events. So obviously this is the 3 main training speakers there. And then we take our VIPs and our guest speakers and we market them on our websites and all our social media so they can be seen and they can be found. It really is around the marketing. We're actually doing a captivating speaker auditions this round too. So I think we have room for 15 or 20 where people are going to come in and they're going to spend the whole 3 days at the event, and then they're going to audition at the last day and try to win a spot at our next live in-person event. So that's going to be fun. Here's another video. I hope this is a short one. I gotta look. 3 minutes, is that too long? Let's look at this one. This is some testimonials about what we do.
Not only did I get a chance to speak, but I got a chance to be heard. And I got to see the stories of many people around the world and their impact that they're making in the lives of many people.
Being at a live event, getting an opportunity to challenge myself by standing on stage and feeling part of a community.
Just like any event, you walk in, you're kind of hoping for the best, but you're prepared for the worst. And to be perfectly honest, what I ended up finding with it was an amazing group of people who are here to support each other and learn from each other.
About the connection, the true connection that you can feel. And when you have love in yourself, you can spread anywhere in the world, no matter the situation, no matter the limits.
You come in the room and, in a lot of events that you go to, you're thinking, oh, will I fit in, whatnot? It's not that way in this room. There's such a warm and genuine feel with the people that are around you because the heart mission is to share stories.
Aside from being able to share my story and to hear other people's, I feel like I had transparency, acceptance, and growth just within this room.
And it came really cram-packed with a ton of information and knowledge that I was lacking. So it really actually delivered a lot for me in my life. I got more than what was expected.
Away with a smile on my face, folks. And if you walk away with a smile on your face, that means they've done you right and they treated you right, and it's worth the payment and worth the money.
I felt like I was heard, and I felt like that not only did I receive, I felt like I had a piece of me to share with other people that were looking for the same thing I was looking for.
Raul and Brandon provide especially the knowledge and the people who are here. Their love and their wisdom that they just continue to pour and they're willing to help.
I had several breakthroughs that will completely change the course of the next 10 to 15 years of my life. Way more than I expected. I resisted coming here. I knew about this for quite some time and I resisted very hard this event. And then last week went, okay, I hear you, God, I'm coming.
My mind went from I deserve this much to it's indefinite how much I deserve.
You're here. Today's the day to fill in the cracks of that foundation. And today is the day that through this event, through this moment, through this experience, that we begin again. So get out there and kick some butt. You did it.
Yeah. So that's the fun, that's the impact that we have in addition to the training that we do around building a coaching business or building your credibility in whatever industry that you're in. How to do it, right? How to be found, how to be seen. If somebody Googles your name right now, do you come up? And if it does, what comes up? Because you never know sometimes, right? So I'm gonna talk a little bit about I told you about my books and the stuff that I do and why I even started this company. But what I find, I get on a lot of calls. Okay, I get on a lot of calls with people, especially leading up to the events, and we do events every quarter. So I talk to hundreds of people because I love to talk to people, right? This is my company, right? And I have a business partner and we work together in it. But I take all the calls. I take 99.9% of the calls because it's my passion. It's what I've learned. It's what I've grown to be called to do, I should say. And I'll tell you, the reason I'm talking about all these different people that I talk to is because there's a big spectrum, a big range of people that I talk to. And because of my studies, my personal growth, the things that I've learned over the last, 30 years per se, when I talk to people, I hear what they're not saying, right? And I get people from all levels of education, all levels of experience, all levels of business, doctors, lawyers, janitors, whatever it is, because we all have a story. It doesn't matter what you do, who you are. We all have a story and I call it wisdom, right? It's not common knowledge. Your wisdom is not common knowledge. Each and every person on this call, each and everybody who's watching this has specific wisdom they've gained from the fire they've been through, right? And I say that there's a few quotes that I use all the time. One of it is I tell people sometimes I'm the water boy. And they go, the water boy, like, what do you mean? First of all, they laugh because they think of the water boy, the movie, and then they want to hear more, right? And then that's part of marketing, right? I'm the water boy. And they go, what do you mean you're the water boy? And I go, well, I've been through the fires of hell. And now I carry buckets of water for other people. And that buckets of water is twofold. One is that I coach people one-on-one. That's my passion is life coaching, overcoming trauma. And then in this business, I help people by showing them how to share their story and write their books, right? So my whole core is to help other people heal, to help other people grow, to help other people see and learn. And what I see in these different people that I talk to is there's a lot of ego. There's a lot of ego. There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of brokenness. There's a lot of depression. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of people who don't believe in themselves. There's a lot of people who self-sabotage. And everything that I've just mentioned, I've seen in myself. Have you heard the term, what you see in others exists in you? And then have you heard we attract people who are like us? So a lot of the people, although I've healed and I've grown, there are certain things we're never there. We're never perfect. We never, oh, I'm healed. I got it. Yay. I'm there. It's always ongoing. There are always little things that come up in our lives that will affect us. So I mentioned all those different emotions that I meet and see people in. And what it does is it stops people from moving forward. It stops people from sharing their story. Before I wrote my first book, when I first started sharing my message, my message has to do with the childhood trauma, with my mother taking me from my father when I was very young. I was 7 years old and I was very close with my father. And then coming back and being able to see my father. So she flew me to a whole other state from California to Alaska. And I was just separated from my father. It broke me, literally just broke me. I became a whole other person. My childhood ended. I started getting in trouble, just having this wild and crazy life. That was part of my story. And then when I came back and got to see my father, I realized why she left him. He wasn't living the lifestyle that a man, a husband, a father should, drugs and alcohol and a lot of crazy stuff. And then he kind of took off. And then so I went from being basically taken from him to abandoned by him, right? And so I was broken for so many years, and all of the darkness that happened for me, I make that clear, not to me, but for me, made me the man I am today. after the work, after the psychology, after the spirituality, after all the stuff that I've learned, right? So everything I just mentioned that I see in other people, I'm not insulting them in any way because I've experienced it. That's why I can see it, right? And I was watching, I don't know if you guys don't know right now if you're a Tony Robbins fan or not, but Tony Robbins is doing this live thing right now. And I was listening to him and he reminded me when he was talking, I was thinking about, I go, this is what I run into on a regular basis because he was talking about how people block themselves, right? And there's a lot of people that come to me and they go, I have this great story. And I know that you do. I know that they do. I have this great story. Can you just give me some time on stage? Can you give me this? Can you give me that? Every single event, people ask me for that. And I was listening to Tony Robbins, and what I tell these people is that it's hard for me to do that. And sometimes I do give away 5-minute spots and things, but it's hard for me to. I try to explain to people like there's cost in putting on a video. I mean, a whole event, a live in-person event. There's a venue, there's AV, there's all of these things. There's banners, there's promotions, there's marketing, there's all this stuff that goes on, but people don't see that, right? If you don't see the value in it, they just want to do it for free. And then I was listening to Tony Robbins. He gave this great example. I took some notes on it. And he said when he first started, he was completely broke. He had no money. If you guys are Tony Robbins fans, you may have heard this story, but he was completely broke. And he found he was working for a guy, and the guy was doing really well. And he asked the guy, how was your mindset? Like, you're different than my dad, he said. He goes, my dad is, doesn't make any money. How are you making all this money? And the guy told him, I go to seminars. And he's like, oh, really? What's a seminar? He didn't know what a seminar was. So the guy explained to Tony Robbins what a seminar was. And I think he said it was $35 to attend. And back then, the time when he was a young kid, he said that was equivalent to like $300 today or $1,200 today. I forgot what he said. And he asked the guy, can you take me to the event? And the guy looked at him and said, no. And he was like, what do you mean? Like, I want to learn this stuff. Like, I see what you're talking about. I love it. And I'm going to dive in and I want to change people's lives. And he just got, all of his passion started coming out. And the guy said, no. And he was like, what do you mean? And he goes, if I pay for you, you won't value it. Right? You've heard the term, if you pay attention. People who pay attention. He goes, if I pay for you, you won't value it. You got to figure out how to get there. And he goes, if you figure out how to get there and you go, you're going to pay attention and you're going to write everything down and you're going to take notes, you can use it. And Tony said, he was like, no, but really, I have this great passion and I'm going to help people and I'm going to do this. And he was trying to convince the guy with all that he had inside him to please take him. And the guy said, no, you got to figure it out. So Tony went and he tried to get loans and he'd do all this stuff. And what he did with his passion, what he was about, is the lady at the bank got him a loan, but the only way she was getting the loan by she personally co-signed for it, right? So he did get help, but he did go out and find the way. He was asking people, he was looking for extra work. He was doing everything he could. He went to the bank when he was 17 years old and they said, I can't give you a loan. You're only 17. He was doing everything he could to get himself to this seminar, right? And then he said, the lady said, well, I can't even give you a loan. You're only 17. He said, well, I'll be 18 in 10 days. So she said, come back in 10 days, apply for the loan. He applied for the loan. They said, no. And then she said, I'll co-sign for you. She said, you better pay and you better do all these things you're going to say for people. And look at him 40 years later, that guy's changed millions of people's lives all over the world. So the investment she had in him was life changing. Hopefully he does give her credit. He did mention her name and I can't think of it, but that one woman, right? Just by co-signing her name changed millions of people's lives. She changed billions of people's lives. So there are people that I run into that say, I don't pay to speak. And I say, I don't charge people to speak. I charge you for the promotions, for the edited videos, for the booth, right? I have a package, an authority building package that we offer people. So there's a lot of people that just get in their own way and they find reasons. And I tell you this because I know there's a lot of people listening, whether they're on this Zoom or they'll see the recording, they'll see the replay, they'll see it in the group, whatever it is. People find reasons not to do something instead of the reasons they should, right? You have a story. I'm talking to everybody who's watching this. You have a story, you know it, that's why you're watching this. But you're going to find a reason not to do it. And this is your time. This is your time. We're in 2024. If you had all these excuses last year, the years before, whatever it is, this is your time to get out there and share your story because you're going to change people's lives. You can't change people's lives being the secret best story out there. Right? You have the greatest story out there. You have the greatest brick and mortar store. You have the greatest website, but you're a secret. You're not telling anybody. They can't find you. So it doesn't help. You're supposed to help people. Everybody here, you're supposed to help people. My entire forum, my entire company, Tag Talks, Transparency, Acceptance, Growth, it's about helping people help people. So get out of your head, right? One time, I'll tell you another quick story. One time I I brought, and this is actually when I first started to brand my company, right? I think it was towards one of my first events or something. And I did a call for speakers and I got on a call with a lady and she was very like scared to share. It's like, well, I have this story, and she was talking to me about it and this and that. And she didn't believe in herself. I could sense it in her. She didn't believe in herself, but I really liked her story. And I looked at her and I was on a Zoom call with her one-on-one. And I looked at her and I said, I'm gonna let you come and tell your story. And she went, what? And I said, I'm gonna let you come and tell your story. I think you got a great story and I see your heart and I want you to come and share. And she goes, you're gonna let me share my story? And I go, yeah. And she goes like this must be a scam. She said, this must be a scam. And I go, what do you mean? She's like, you're just gonna let me come and share my story? And I go, yes. I go, how is that a scam? I'm not asking you for money. What is the scam? She was so, there's lack of belief in herself, limiting beliefs. She wasn't enough. Whatever it was, the story that she told herself, the only thing she could think of to say when I gave her the opportunity, she said, this must be a scam. So going back to investing in yourself, right? Knowing it's okay to invest in yourself. That's how we grow. It's not a scam, right? People who pay attention, all that type of thing. Understanding that there's value, there's money, there's energy in money. You guys know that there's energy in money. And when you pay for something, I don't care what it is, bottle of water, right? You're going to utilize it because you paid for it, right? If somebody gave you water and you weren't thirsty, you might just leave it there at the bottle of water. But if you paid for it, you're going to take it with you, right? You're going to drink it. I always tell people this too, and this is my own story also. I used to go to a gym that was $5 a month. You know how often I went? Never. It was $5 a month. I was like, yeah, I'll go tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow. And then now I go to a gym that's $150 a month. And guess how often I go? I go every day. Every day. I tell people all the time. Sometimes I go there and take my computer and work, even if I don't work out. I pay a lot of money for the gym. I'm going to go utilize this gym. There's the venue, the space, right? So there's lots of stories reasons why we don't do anything. And I understand some people don't have the finance to join us. I mean, it's only $97 to attend the event. It's $97 and you get to bring somebody with you. So really we don't charge a lot to attend the event, but we do have to charge for all the production that we do for our speakers. I don't want, the reason I'm telling you guys this, because I don't want you to be held back based on limiting beliefs. I want you to understand that you have a powerful story. We're at the beginning of the year. You can come and hang out with us for 3 or 4 events. I mean, Jonathan Dean right there, he's come to 3 events. He's come to this one too, you know? I know Carl, he's been watching, so is Earl. You guys have been watching. You're on all of these Zoom calls, and I know you're growing, and I know you guys are already speaking, but you're watching because we're different. That's why you keep showing up here. We're different than what other people do out there, right? We have an impact. We have a purpose, right? I get a lot of TEDx speakers, right? They have no control over their talks. They don't even own their talks. Once you speak on a TEDx stage, I don't know if you know that. We get a lot of John Maxwell. We get a lot of people. I have a partnership with Les Brown, but we got a lot of people that come through his program. And they come to us because there's something that we do. There's a few things that we do that's different than everybody else. One, we allow you to speak about what you want, with the exception of 2 things. We don't do politics at all. We don't do any politics, and we don't blame. Like, we don't blame people for what we've been through, right? Because we've healed from it, we've recovered from it, and we do it as a victor. Here's what I've experienced, but here's what I learned, and here's what I want to share with you, right? So that's kind of the core. But we give you content. We put you on our YouTube channels. We give it to you for you to share. We take professional pictures of you. We market the heck out of you, right? Most venues won't do that for you. They're going to say, come and take my course, and then you're going to get paid to speak. And then people take the course and they can't find any speaking gigs because nobody can find you and see you speaking from a stage. That's the difference in what we do. Carl, congratulations. I know you just got a couple of great TV thing and some cool stuff going on. So congratulations to you on that. It's time for you to get on our stage and share that story that you have. Okay. Going back to the people that I talk to, the reason I bring that stuff up is because there's a story that we tell ourselves of why we can't versus why we can. I mentioned that. And what I try to do is empower people to understand. And I said this to Carl a little bit earlier. People will pay you for your past to improve their future. Your wisdom from your past to improve your future, right? And the good, the bad, and the ugly. We have great experiences and wisdom from things we've been successful at, right? But to be successful in anything, you had to have failed on it a few times, right? You had to have learned and you had to have grown. And there's wisdom in all of that. It's called folding time. People today who are stuck where you were will pay you to jump them forward. I hope they will. I mean, I know they will, but I say, I hope the individually, because some people don't get it. They want to, like I did. I spent 27 years trying to figure myself out instead of just hiring somebody to help me, to somebody else that's been through the fire already, right? So they can help me and then I can get further. I didn't know though. I didn't know there was self-development. I didn't know there was coaching. I didn't know any of that stuff. And honestly, back then, during my time, it wasn't even called coaching. Tony Robbins is actually the guy who termed the word coaching, right? Back then, there were mentors and consultants and things like that, which is all the same thing, and it's great. I also tell people that what I had mentioned earlier, your wisdom is not common knowledge. And what that means, and I share all the time, is that your wisdom is the fruit of the vine. Okay. What does that mean? Your wisdom is the fruit of the vine. An apple tree doesn't eat its own apple, right? An apple tree grows this nutrient that people need, and they take it and they eat it, and it serves somebody else. That's your story. Your story will serve somebody else. Your story, your wisdom is the fruit of the vine. It's not for you, right? You've utilized it and you've changed your life. That's wonderful, but it's not for you to carry. I think, in my opinion, and that might be harsh, but that's selfish. If you've taken something and it's changed your life and you don't pass it on, to me, that's selfish. We are burdened to take our wisdom, to take our story and to share it. So people have to understand and get past the what ifs, the concerns, who may get offended. All that stuff is baloney. It's a lie that we're telling ourselves. It's an enemy trying to stop you, right? Before I wrote my book, because my story has to do with my mother and my father and family and things like that, I was very worried about sharing my story for many years and writing my book and releasing them for many years. And one of my coaches, one of my mentors said, "Hey, Raul, do you love your mom?" I said, "I love my mom to death. I'm extremely close to her. To this day, me and my mom are very close." "Are you talking bad about your mom?" "No, I'm talking about what had happened, and she did the best she could, and I understand why she did it. She just didn't realize how it would affect me as a child, as a 7-year-old boy." He says, "Then you're not talking bad about her." And he said, "If you tell her you're writing this book and telling this story, is she going to get mad at you?" And I said, "I don't know. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about my family, because I talk about my dad, I talk about my mom. And when I say talk about, I'm not talking bad about them. They're just part of the story, my life, right? That happened." And he said, "Even if 2 or 3 of your family members got upset with you, is it worth changing thousands of people's lives?" And I said, "Yeah, it is." And he said, "Write your book, man. Take that story you're sharing right now in churches and juvenile hall and everywhere else, and write that book and get on more stages and share that message and make sure it's everywhere." If you Google my name right now, Raul Lopez Jr., you'll see my story from 15 minutes all the way to 2 hours all over the place. You'll find it everywhere, on YouTube, on everywhere. You'll find my images on stages. You'll find everything. If you Google Tag Talks, you'll find everything we do and all of our speakers, a lot of our speakers, because we market, we promote our speakers. So stop telling yourself why you can't share your story. You know you have a powerful story. You know you have a passion to help in whatever industry you're in, from nonprofits to coaching to real estate, whatever it is. You can connect with people, right? And there's a heart side, there's a passion side, there's a loving side, there's a giving side, there's a serving side. That's the most important. And then there's a business side. You got to be able to make money. You got to know your story is worthy. Your wisdom is worthy of getting paid. I went through 30 years of hell. I put myself through it. I'm not blaming anybody, right? I didn't understand it. We do it to ourselves. I put myself through it, through conditioning and psychology and all of these things. It's not anybody else's fault. It wasn't even my fault. It's just what life brings to us, right? Remember who you were before society told you who to be. That's what I tell people. You're a loving kid at one point. That's who you are. That's who you can be right now, this minute. Learn to shift your state. We get into that at our events too. Know who you are, know what you have, know the people need it and want it, and will pay you for it. The business side, they'll pay you for it, right? If there's a young man right now who is suffering, and I say this because when I first started getting this industry, and people told me I can get paid for it, I said, I don't want to get paid, I just want to help. God told me to go help. I got a calling to go help. And the guy said, "So how often do you come to juvenile hall and work with these kids?" And at the time, I used to go in whenever I could, once a month. Right? Once a month or something. He said, "So what if you were making so much money, you didn't have to work 40, 60, 80 hours a week, and you can come in here every week?" And I said, "That makes sense." And he says, "Then start getting paid to do what you do. These kids can't pay you, so you volunteer here. But how many people ask you for help?" I go, "People ask me for help every day." Charge them. Charge them. That goes back to people who pay attention. You know how many people, I have this amazing pastor. He's retired now. And this guy changed my life. God spoke through him to me. Every time he talked, it was a message I needed to hear, and I would take it, and I valued it, right? He's a pastor. I looked up to him. I look up to him to this day. But I saw how many people would go to speak to him as being a pastor at the church. They get to go speak to him for free. He doesn't charge them, right? And they wouldn't take his wisdom. They would listen and go, okay, yeah. And they'd walk out the door and they'd never do anything with it. And I used to think that, if they were paying him, they'd be taking notes and they'd be doing step by step what he is telling them. That's what you need to understand. You'll help more people when you charge them than the people that you just give it to. I give people discounts. I give people special rates. I do bring people in for free sometimes. And here's the sad part about it. They're the ones who complain the most. The people that I give discounts to are the ones who complain the most. The people that pay just whatever we're happen to be charging for whatever service, they come in, they're on fire, they get it done, they're happy, they're good at what they're doing, and they kill it. The people who I give discounts, they complain. They complain, they get mad. It's really weird. It's an interesting concept, the energy around money, right? So do I help people? Absolutely. Do I love to serve and do whatever I can? But I'm saying these things about money for you to understand how powerful you are, how powerful your story is, and that you can get paid to speak, and that you deserve to get paid to speak a great price. You don't have to discount your stuff, right? Serve the people that need you, charge them, then volunteer for the people who can't afford you. That's the way it works. That's how you grow your business. And we're going to get way more into that at the 3-day event, right? It's powerful talks and training. So I want to mention both sides. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to change people's lives personally and through you. But we've had hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that have come to our events over the years. If they're all out there doing exactly what I do, it's not about competition. I want you to do exactly what I do. I want you to be inspired and passionate about exactly what I do in your own way with what you're passionate about. We're helping millions around the world, especially with, Zoom calls and everything else nowadays. Do live in-person events. Believe in you. You're the fruit of the vine. People will pay you for your past and change people's lives. Start out next month at Tag Talks. Join us, whether you come, and I'll show you the pricing right now. Whether you come just to attend, it's $97 and you get to bring a friend with you. We have a celebrity speaker, Forbes Riley, coming in. So the $12.97 you see right there, that's for our guest speaker spot. What you get with the guest speaker spot is you get a 7-minute talk you get to attend the event for 3 full days, part of the package. You get to attend this event for 3 full days. You get to bring 2 guests with you. I always tell people, bring a potential client, bring a family member, bring a current client. Invite them, say, hey, I'm speaking on stage. I got these tickets. I want to give you a ticket. Right? I tell people for the most part to bring potential clients because they're going to see you on stage and you're going to wow them. I mean, there's an authority to getting on stage. I think you guys know that, right? There's an automatic authority when you show 7 books that you've written or 1 book that you've written, and then you're on a stage and there's video content of you. It builds the automatic credibility and authority. And then when you're speaking at an event with a celebrity, it just even builds more. Building off the back of giants, I think it's called. So $12.97. You get the 7-minute talk. You get a professional video, edited video of your talk. We usually have 2 to 3 different angles. You get the raw footage of your talk. We put your video on our YouTube channel and we market you. We create graphics. Here, let me see. We create where's the graphics at? We create graphics like this and we market you all over the place, like I was showing you. So 7-minute talk, professional videos, professional pictures of you on stage, usually 8 to 10. We have them take some shots of you while you're there. And you get the 3 days and you get to bring 2 guests. That's the 7-minute package, the guest speaker spot. And then we have the VIP speaker that is good. It's a great product this time. It's always a great product. But here's why it's amazing this time. We always make sure that you get promoted with at least 1 celebrity. So what you get here is you get a 20-minute talk, professional videos, pictures, but you also, this is the package where you get a booth at the event. You get a pop-up, you can bring as many banners as you want, right? People bring them 1 or 2 and they put it around their table. I tell them, bring as many as you want. We'll line them up down the walls and we dress up the whole, I mean, you've seen it, Jonathan. We dress up our whole events with you. Our event is about you. So you get that with the VIP package, you get the banners, you get to bring the banners, you get the booth at the event, you get a longer talk, so you get longer video where you can chop up a 20-minute video into a bunch of 30 seconds and a lot of promotions and so on and so forth. And this time you're promoted with Forbes Riley. If you don't know who Forbes Riley is, Google her and you'll see she's an amazing person. She's been around a long time, TV shows and all kinds of great stuff. And she's gonna do a lot of teaching and training there too. But then not only are you promoted with Forbes Riley, but what you also get is we do an online summit with Les Brown. So you get a 1-hour promotion, 1-hour talk online on the online summit where you're co-marketed with Les Brown. So now you're co-marketed with with Forbes Riley, you're taking pictures with her, you're speaking at the event with her and that, so on and so forth. And then now you're also being promoted with Les Brown on an online summit. So this event, because we're bringing in Forbes, you're getting double, right? You're getting 2 events, content, pictures, all this cool stuff, promotions with 2 different celebrities. So it just builds that authority. Like I'm saying, the credibility, people will find you. Someone's Googling Les Brown and you come up, that's outstanding. Somebody's Googling Forbes Riley, so on, back and forth, and you come up, that's outstanding. So the VIP package, you get 20-minute talk, you get the 3 days, you get to bring 3 people with you, 3 guests. You can sell, I tell people, sell the tickets, make a few bucks, or give them away to potential clients, whoever you want to give them to, family members, whoever it is. You get a couple of one-on-one meetings with me with the guest speaker spot. We do 2 one-hour calls. I never limit it to 2, but that's what you get with the package. You get 2 one-hour calls, so we can help you put your talk together if you need it. So we do one-on-one with some Zoom calls. That's just what I was just talking about. You get to be on the YouTube channel, raw footage, professional pictures, booth at the event. We put your headshots and everything here, 3 days of speaking package, and we have a bunch of fun. So 20-minute talk with Forbes, 1 hour online summit with Les Brown, booth, all of that at the event. So that's what we offer. This is where we're at. The event is coming up February 22nd through 24th. We're gonna have a wonderful time, talks and training. We get people who come from all industries. Some people come because they've heard the impact that we have. People share powerful stories. People share stories that you've never heard, that they've never told before. So there's a huge impact. People have a great time, a lot of wonderful connections. Most of our VIP speakers, because they have their boost, they always have an ROI because they're offering something. Whether you're collecting their name and an email address for your email list, or you're offering a book, or you're just offering a free seminar or a free webinar or something, there's always a return because your story is powerful and people want more of you, especially when they see you on stage. So we get people who come to learn and grow their business. We get people who come to listen to the powerful stories and just, they want that wisdom that you have, that fruit of the vine that you have to pass on. So that's who we are. That's the inspiration I have for you. I want to push you. I want to get you out there. I try to be, I'm always nice, but I try to not be too harsh on people. But sometimes I got to just go, you know what? You need to stop lying to yourself, man. You need to stop lying to yourself and know that you have what it takes and that you can do it, and just do it. Just take the step. Just do it. Stop telling yourself why you can't. Start telling yourself why you can. Take the action. You're inspired right this second. Sign up and come. Okay. You'll get an email when you register for any of this. You're going to get a follow-up email. It's going to give you directions and websites and room blocks and where to go and the whole thing, and get there and be there. Right. This is where I will now take some questions. Anybody have any questions after all of that? Go ahead and unmute yourselves, you guys, if you need to unmute.
I have several questions.
All right, my friend. What do you got?
This has been one of the best Tag Talk meetings I've come on virtually. I've been on some of the others. This one has really been special. So cool. Here are some of my questions, Raul. What if we don't want a book, but we do have resources to offer to people? As I really never ever wanted to write a book. I mean, maybe that is gonna happen one day.
Yeah.
But it's not been my dream. My dream has been speaking. And that's what I do. But what if we have other resources instead of a book?
You mean other resources to offer?
Yeah, like trainings, because on the Maxwell team, I have trainings. I have the youth arm with all the different type of trainings for young people. I have corporate facilitators training where I can go into corporations and train their staffs.
Yep.
I have trainings for supportive staff in companies. I have diversity, equity, and inclusion trainings and stuff like that. What if that's the stuff I want to promote as a vendor?
Absolutely. That's what you put up there. There's a lot of people who come and they don't have books, right?
Okay.
And I talk about, we help people with stage time and books, but the books is really a different program. What you're seeing here doesn't include like a book. So if you come, like last time at our last Dallas event, we had somebody who taught people, I think she was specifically teaching how to do webinars, and
right.
She sold a lot of packages. So like I had mentioned from stage, you share your message, your story, what you're passionate about, and why because there's a reason you're involved in leadership, right? There's something you've experienced and that you're passionate about helping people in leadership area.
Right.
So you
Right.
tell your story and you talk about why you're so passionate about it, and you go, listen, I have programs. Come and see me at my booth. And
Right. Okay.
right? And you either sell them right there, or you invite them to your own call just like this, and then you give them an hour talk and you offer them a product. That's part of the training, right? Do a
Right.
45-minute to a 1 hour talk and inspire and why they should work with you, and then offer them a product. So yeah, you can offer it out there. You can collect their information. I always say that's the thing to do. Put up your banners, take a bunch of pictures with all these people in front of your banners, and offer whatever you'd like from your booth.
So how many vendors get business? Would you say that the majority of them get business at that event?
Yeah, I do. The majority of them get business. Some people just have books and they don't necessarily have coaching programs. And so they'll come and they'll sell their books. Some people, here's the key, okay? At any event, okay, this is training. This is training that we do, and I'm gonna offer this to you guys right now. When if you're not known, right? And you come to an event and there's a room full of people and you have a connection and impact with them, and you've connected with them on an emotional level, an impactful level, well, they will come to your booth. And every speaker should be able to do that, right? And I know you can because you're experienced. So you get them to your booth. And when you get them to your booth, my thing is always to give them some form of an introductory at that booth. $97, right? $997. Something at more of a low level to get them involved. And then from there, you continue to work with them and grow with them, right? So I
Gotcha.
think this person that last time was selling a $997 offer, or maybe it was 2,000, I forget. But she definitely tripled her money, right? I mean, her cost of the event, her cost to attend the event, and all that was definitely covered, right? And if you can go to an event and collect a bunch of information from people's information, get videos and pictures and all of that, and even if you break even for your travel and everything, you're ahead because you've got all the assets now, right? So yeah, it's everybody. I can't say everybody because there are some people that just sell some books and they may make $500 or something, but they're still
Right.
getting their message out there. They're still getting people's connecting their information and so on and so forth.
Okay. So what's the training like? There's the day of speaking, or you
Mhm.
have the speaking part of the events. What is the training like? And what is the training pertaining to? Is it is it speaker training, or what type of training is it that takes place?
Good question. It's a combination. So each day there's speakers and there's training. Okay, so we'll have a few speakers in the morning, and then during the middle of the day we'll do some training, and that's how each day is set up. This event is going to be special because Forbes, she's an expert trainer around offering product. She's going to teach how to offer a product, how to set it up, how to sell it, what to say, how to say it. I mean, just the excitement and the whole thing. So this is going to be an
Nice.
amazing training for her. I will usually get somebody up and I'll sit with somebody or one-on-one. I'm not one-on-one, but myself from the stage. I'll teach people how to structure their talk based on a personal story. There's a lot of different ways to structure talks, but based on the personal story and how to kind of attract people, right? Attract people with your story. I teach that, right? And then sometimes I'll find a panel. We usually have expert speakers that come in, and if we're in alignment, I'll sit down and I'll interview them, and we'll go back and forth for a good hour. And it's just great content for people to write and take notes around their talks, how to get paid to speak, what to say, what not to say, and all that type of thing, how to structure your talks. And then we also have my business partner, Brandon. He is an expert online funnels and attraction. And his training, he actually brings somebody up and he says, what do you want to offer? And people that have done zero and have no idea will say, well, here's my passion. And he'll create an entire funnel for you, write it all down. And here's how you start with $27 and you end up selling a 25K program or whatever it is that they're offering. So it's all levels of training for people who are into
Gotcha.
the speaker coaching industry.
So the part where you are helping people with their speeches or their speaking presentation, is this part of the price here, or is that an additional cost?
No, it's all part of the training. Yes, 3 days, talks and training, all included.
Okay. So my other question is, the story in presentation form or just speaking? Like, can you have slides and pictures, or is it just speaking?
It's just speaking. Every once in a while, depending on the client, if they really have some specific reason that they need to show slides, we'll accommodate that. But for the most part, my whole goal is for you to be the spotlight of your video so that people can find you and watch you, right? Because, when people are doing this, with their slides. They're not looking at the audience. They're not so much engaged with the audience, and everybody's looking up at the slides. They're not looking at you, right?
Right,
And because
right.
we're recording this video for you to be found and be seen, I always suggest to people, do your thing. Don't worry about the angles of the camera. We'll get the angles. You do your talk, and we're going to make sure that you are seen, that your talk is powerful, that you're seen the way it's edited in the whole thing. And then when people find you, they're able to listen to you for 20 minutes, and they go, hey, I want this guy. I want this guy to come in to my business or to my event or whatever it is.
Okay. Okay. That's all the questions I had.
All right. Let's see. There she is. Blair, do you have any questions? I'm going to put this link to the page you're looking at right now in this right there.
Perfect.
Since Blair, you guys are in Los Angeles, I mean, it's a hop, skip, and a jump. I honestly, I do know that an hour drive in LA could be really 10 miles away. So I spend a lot of time in Orange County, so I understand from Orange County just to get to downtown, sometimes it takes a while, but you know the hours and all that, when to drive and all that.
Oh, definitely.
So what do you think, Blair? How can I answer some questions for you?
I mean, Carl asked a lot of great questions, so
good.
I feel like some of mine were answered.
Good.
I think it's a great opportunity. I definitely love that you guys, you know, have people tell their stories. And I think one of the things that, you know, that we're looking for is to not only tell our stories, but to also explain stories of those we serve and how like people can help in their daily life and find purpose.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's one of those things where this is a great opportunity for that. And I just appreciate you letting me join the call.
No, absolutely. You're welcome. Everybody's welcome to jump on. I'm gonna load this up to YouTube, and I'll share it too for anybody that couldn't make it today. And it is in the Facebook group. If you haven't joined our Facebook group, it's Tag Talks Keynote Speakers, and this will be playing in there too. So if anybody you know wants to watch it, they can watch it there. It is a great opportunity, and I'm really interested in what your nonprofit does, because it sounds like you're serving and helping a lot of people. So if you or your I think you said it was your boss, if you guys want to jump on a call with just us, I'm willing to get on and talk with you guys about it too and learn more about you. If you have a website, please email it to me or get it to me in Facebook. I'd love to see it. Anybody who's helping and serving others, I always want to know. So let me connect. Are you open to connecting on Facebook?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so Blair, what was your last name? Ward, W-A-R-D. Let's see.
It'll be Thurman. So Thurman.
Oh, after Ward? Or
No, just Blair Thurman.
okay,
Thurman.
Okay. Is it a wedding picture?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right, I just sent you a friend request, and then your boss, last name Sanchez, I forget first name, I apologize.
Grace.
Grace.
And I can connect you with her. I don't know if she has Facebook.
Oh, she has Facebook or not? I see Grace Sanchez Merritt works at Grace Group.
Yes, that is.
Oh, that's her, Grace Group?
Yes.
All right, yay. All right, so I just sent her a request. She's in Claremont. So yeah, let's connect on there. The reason too, I like to connect with a lot of people on Facebook, and most people are there, but all of my VAs are on, I work with them through Messenger because they're in other parts of the world. So what happens is, like, as soon as you register, I like message me and say, hey, we registered. I'll get emails too. But then what I do is I ask you to send me, or you or whoever's going to be speaking, to send me your headshot. And then I take the pictures and I create graphics for you. I send you a couple of different graphics, then we add you to our websites and start marketing you on our social media and all of that. And you can find me anywhere, Raul Lopez Jr., all social media, or you can look up Tag Talks, TAG Talks, and you'll find us there too. So you can see about what we do and how we do it.
Beautiful.
All right.
So Blair, are you Phillips or Ward?
I am Blair Ward now. Yes.
The Phillips picture was.
I found
it's originally Thurman. So Thurman, Thurman.
Say that again.
Thurman, Thurman.
So that's what you're on Facebook as?
Yes.
Blair Thurman.
Yes.
All righty. And then let's see, we went a full hour. I said I was gonna go like 20 minutes. I love it. I'm gonna get going here. If you guys don't have, I'm here to answer questions if you have them. If not, I'm serious when I say I'd love to hear more about your guys' non-for-profit. And I'm guessing I could probably see it on links or something on the Facebook page, right?
Yeah, so I can, and I'll email you so I can, or message you on Facebook so you know exactly where to go for our website.
Perfect. All right. So you guys think you're gonna join us?
You know, I think, I don't want to speak for her, but I definitely think would be a great opportunity for us.
Wonderful. All right. Well, I hope you guys will join us. I look forward to meeting you guys next month in Los Angeles, LAX, at Your Story Sells. Thanks so much.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. See you later, Carl.
Okay, Raul, we'll be talking.
You better join us, my friend. Bye-bye.
Well, if it's not February, it'll be one of the ones after that for sure.
All right. Got it, my friend. Talk to you soon.
All
Bye-bye.
right, Raul, thank you. Appreciate